Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. We're going to be featuring some brand new upcoming products. They're coming out in November with the new online exclusives release, and I can't wait to share these projects with you. My name is Lori DeGroot from Loritamarie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Calgary, Alberta, and I love to come here live to share fun tips, techniques, ideas, inspiration with you to help you take your paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful projects. So there's some fun things going on right now. I just want to mention that there is free shipping right now with Stampin' Up, which is one of my favorite promotions. So if there's been anything on your wish list, I encourage you to check out the free shipping. In Canada, if you spend a minimum of $100, then you just get free shipping. So that's really awesome. And it's only until the end of day Friday. So you want to check that out. Stampin' Up still in the middle of an amazing starter kit offer. So one tip I might give you is if you love Stampin' Up at all, and you think you might want to keep buying crafty supplies, then you get the starter kit, and then you can place your first order with the free shipping promotion, and then you kind of get 2 orders of free shipping. So that's pretty cool. The starter kit right now, the best deal is to get it for $48, and then you have to choose $165 worth of stuff. It's crazy. And you can pick anything you want, and there's free shipping in there. And the best thing about Stampin' Up, one of the main questions I've been getting is, if it doesn't have to be a business, it can just be for fun. Did you know that most demonstrators are just crafting for fun? And so you don't have to have classes or do videos like I do or anything like that. It's just supposed to be a way for you to enjoy a fun discount on your products. And who doesn't love getting 20% off all their crafting supplies? And I gotta say, I've been with Stampin' Up! Since 2014. And I always say I signed up on a whim, just kind of out of the blue, and I have never looked back. I love it. I love all the products. Every year I'm so excited about all the new stuff, and I just have a really great time with the company. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me a message, and I'd love to give you a hand. And yeah, don't forget about the free shipping. It's such a great deal. The other thing I wanted to mention is my classes. I got a couple local classes coming up. So you're going to want to check that out on my calendar on my website. And oh, I forgot to mention my free kits. You got to check out these cards. So if you place an order with a free shipping promotion, you get to choose one of my card kits for free that I'll send in the mail to you. So this is the one I made last week with the Elegant Pine DSP. And so you get these, you'll make 2 of each design here. Or you can choose this really cute one, which was my gift card holder one that I did a few weeks ago. And so you'll get everything to make these cards. So you'll get a free kit. I'm also going to throw in a $5 coupon that you can use on your next order. So don't miss out on the free shipping. Okay, so that's all the chit chat. We got fun things to show you. So let's bring you to the desk. And you see my notes there? Okay, so one of the new suites that's coming out in November. So November 4th is going to be the next release of online exclusives. And I love online exclusives because it's this little collection of brand new products. And this one's fun because it's not holiday related at all. So maybe if you want to break from your Christmas crafting and try something else, then you can check out all the new things. So this is just one suite. I think there's a couple suites. There's lots of bundles and individual products. So there'll be lots of fun things to check out. But this is called Hobby Haven Suite Collection. And just even this first page, where are my readers at? Look how cute. So this is the Specialty Designer Series paper, and then there's a bundle and the embellishment. So I'm going to walk you through everything, and then we're going to make 2 cards. I'm going to show you a great layout that you can totally copy, and then you can a stepped up version for that. And then I have a gift card holder that we're going to make, which is so cute. So Hobby Haven. So every sheet is a different hobby, and you can just use it as is. You can fussy cut out the images. It's so cute. And I'll show you the back side in a minute. So we got our readers, and I want to know which one is you, or if you've got someone in mind for one of these hobbies. So reading, and this might not be a hobby. Maybe it is. Going to the spa. Skincare, that could be a hobby. So cute, right? Then we have baking. Love that one. And then anybody got a plant lady in their friend group? My sister is the plant lady in my group. And sewing. Look how cute that is. So much fun. And so what I like about this pack is that you've also got 2 sheets of die cut. So both sheets are the same, but then you get 2 of everything. So if you hate fussy cutting, this is the option for you because you can just use the die cuts and you don't have to fussy cut anything. I'll show you the back side. course, you've got your coordinating patterns. I'm going to show you all the colors too and show you how to kind of use them. I like this one with the kind of looks like terrazzo tile. This one kind of painted, a little plaid worked in there. Petal pink. These are some of my favorite colors. So much fun. All right, so that is the DSP. Now, there is a ton of colors in this DSP because you got a different look kind of on every sheet. So look, I'm going to show you all the colors. But now, naturally, you're not going to use all these colors on one card. So my suggestion to you is to look at the DSP that you're going to use, the pattern that you're going to use, and then see which is in that pattern and then kind of go from there. So I'm going to use basic beige today as the base, but then you can see all these colors. We got Cajun Craze, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, and Secret Sea. Say all that real fast 5 times. And so let me just show you the readings. This is what we're going to start with, right? So you would just look at this paper and be like, what goes with this paper? I like to pull out a dark color. So if you're a brown person, maybe you want to go with the browns. I tend to go maybe to blue. So I'll pull out Secret Sea as the base. It already looks good. And then maybe you want to add in Petal Pink would look good. Or if you want to keep it moodier, then the Lost Lagoon. Those look good together. And then if you want a pop of color, what about Cajun Craze? So that's going to be one color combo. And then I'll show you the second one. And then I'm going to show you the bundle. So this one for our plant lady. So I chose my cards today based on my sisters because one is an avid reader and one loves plants. So that's why I'm making these cards. So this one for the green, we're going to pull out that garden green. I found the Coastal Cabana, you can just have a little hint of it because it's pretty bright, but I like the petal pink in here. And then you could add a pop of the Coastal Cabana just to kind of match. So that's how I would do my color combos, and I'm going to use basic beige. And when you've got that neutral, kind of calming things down when you've got a lot of colors, that really helps too. So we'll just move those ones out of the way. And let's show you the bundle. And this is in Stampin' Up's brand new packaging. And I'm going to give you a few tips about packaging too that I've seen and that I haven't played with it a lot. But so far I kind of like this approach. So has anybody seen the new packaging yet? I'd love to hear what you think about it. I have a smaller craft room and I'm trying to work toward my minimalist life here. So I don't like having a ton of stuff out. And so right now I'll show you what I'm using. And I just have like this little bin from the dollar store. And I already have my dies. So let's show you some of the current dies. So you can see that the new ones are taller, but this is what I've been storing my dies in anyway. And they're right in front of me at my desk. So all I have to do is do this. And I can flip through. I don't even move the bin usually. I can just flip through and grab whichever one I want. I can see the names. And so for this, the best tip I saw, I'm going to pull everything out. I do put my dies on magnet sheets because I find it easier. I tried to resist for a lot of years, but it's just so much easier. And then they stay in place. And I just get mine at a local dollar store. So this is the fun packaging. And they're quite tall. So it's about 9 inches tall. So you are going to have to find a space that works for that. And it's got this flap that you can stick into there if you want. But the best tip I saw was to get the flap out of your way. So for the dies, we've got the image of everything there. So this is called Creative Haven. It's these fun label pieces. And so we're going to be using a lot of these today in our projects. And then so I decided I wanted to check. This is kind of what I've always done. I'm going to tuck my paper in this way so that this is on this side if I wanted to see it. And then instead of having to open it every time, I'm going to tuck the flap inside. I'm just got to shove it in there. And then I like to label mine so that I know what it is because the words are a little small there. So this way I can immediately, if it's in my bin, I can just see what it is. And you keep it tucked in, then you grab your dies, and then you just slide them in. And then when you want to grab them, you just grab them and you don't have to open anything. They just slides out. Isn't that great? I don't know if I would have come up with that on my own. So I'm going to credit, I think it was Patty Bennett that I saw who did that. So that's a great tip. Everyone, once you get used to them, you'll get your own way of storing things. This is just how I think I'm going to do it. And I might change it in the future, but I mean, not the dies. This is how I'll always do the dies. For the stamp set, so the same kind of idea, because now they both come in matching packaging. So if you like to keep yours together, you can keep them together. I like to keep my stamp sets and dies separately. I find it helps me stay more creative because I don't just think of this die set with this stamp set, and I can mix and match all my sets. So same thing though. I love the idea of tucking the flap in. So it's out of my way. I don't have to worry about it. And then because this has the name in big, I don't have to make a label. I can see the whole stamp set there, all the images, and then I just have them tucked inside. So plastic sheets, right, with no label. I'm trying to figure out, I'll work on that and see if I like this or if I'll do something different. But for now, I can just tuck this inside. The flap is out of the way. And then when I want to use it, I can just slide the stamp set out. So that's my solution for the new packaging at the moment. And I like it because I can just have, now I don't need my stamp sets in a drawer. They're just in front of me in a little bin. Easy. I like everything I use on a regular basis to be within like arm's reach that I don't have to get up and move. So this is a perfect solution. All right, let's get to our cards and I'll show you the embellishments as we go along. You can tell me what you think about this suite, about the new packaging. Love to hear what you think. So we're going to start with basic beige, like I said. So we're just going to cut our card base like usual. So I'll just cut this cardstock in half at 5.5. We'll save that one for our second card. And I'll score it in half at 4.25. And actually, I might as well just do this one while we're doing it. All right. Then, remember how I said I wanted to do the reading? So that was my inspiration for my color scheme. And so for the next layer, I chose Lost Lagoon. So I have a piece cut here already, which is 3 3/4 by 5. I like this way because I get a nice big mat. You could always make it 4 by 5.25 if you want. But when I'm just using plain cardstock, I want to dress it up a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to grab the stamp set and I'm going to use the little stars and put it on a block here. So that's these little stars. And we're going to ink it up in Lost Lagoon. And before that, we're going to add a little color with a blending brush. And I feel like I should have grabbed a scrap piece of paper. Otherwise, I'm going to get ink everywhere. Ah, scrap paper. You never have scrap paper handy when you want to. Okay, we'll have to make it work. So, just to give a little texture, I'm just going to use my blending brush, put it in there, and no, I really am going to need a scrap piece of paper. Where did I got something? I think I've got some old Stamparatus sheets here that we can use. There we go. Okay, so we're going to ink that up and then just go over it. And it's going to be subtle on camera, but it's kind of like, remember how everyone used to use sponges all the time? So if you like sponges, you can still do that. It's just to add a little dimension to your cardstock. So I'm just going to go around all the edges and then it just makes it a little darker on the edge. Just the tone on tone look is subtle. If you want it to be more obvious, then you could go a shade darker. I don't know what that would look like. You could try Secret C or something and see what you think about that. So we'll start with that. And then we'll take our little stars and we'll just create a little random pattern. And so don't forget to like turn your image around, your stamp around, so that everything doesn't look identical. And then we'll just go around and stamp all the edges. And so if you wanted this card to be even simpler, then just leave this part out. Easy. Okay, so that is the base. So let's grab our seal. Okay, and we'll just put that on the card front. Like so. And then I want a layer that's neutral. So this is where I always use the back side of my paper. So the back side of the books is that kind of looks like terrazzo tile. So I'm going to use that kind of as the next layer. And so this is 3 by 3.5. And so I'll just put seal on the back of that. And now we get to stamp our sentiment. So let's bring back that die set or the stamp set. So you've got all these fun ones that match the label pieces. And I'm going to start with the largest one, which is Friends Like You Are Golden. And so we'll grab our block, pick it up. Now I've already cut out my die piece here so you can see it, and you can decide if you like to stamp first and then cut out. But I find with the photopolymer now it's so much easier just to go ahead and cut it out, and then you can stamp it. And I'm going to stamp it in Secret C. And now that I said that, here's hoping I can line it up well. And nice firm pressure, especially with a big stamp. Make sure you get everything. Not bad. Isn't that fun? I love this one. Just put that out of the way for now. And then if it's too white, I was thinking because everything was beige, that looked a little white. So what you can do is grab that blending brush again in Lost Lagoon, and you can add a little color to the background. I tried stamping it on basic beige, but I didn't like the way that looked. So this was an alternative to that. So then you just go, make sure you go off first because I just want it really light. And then it's just going to soften it from that bright white. Okay. So you can see now it just looks a little bit softer. So we're going to put that on, but it needs a little bit more grounding. So that's that third color, which I chose Cajun Craze. And so I've got a little strip here that's 3.5 by 1 that I'm going to put across. And so this is my simple card. And the next one, we're going to take the same layout and step it up. So trying to keep this one simple. So I'm just going to line it up with the edge of the DSP, and then it's going to hang off a little bit. Then we're going to get this ready with some dimensionals, and we need our fun little images. So you can fussy cut them out, which is what I did for my original card, but you can also use the die cuts. So on this one, I'm going to use the die cuts. And then you can see how really easy it is. I might as well peel all that off too. Peel off the backings. I just love this suite. The second I saw it, this is, okay, and this is a perk of being a demonstrator is you get to see everything like a month early. And I just fell in love with it right away because this is perfect. This set is just made for gift giving, right? Like you immediately think of someone you love, you immediately think of a friend, somebody you can give it to. You can tuck in a little gift card, and it's perfect. It can be all themed out. So here in Canada, we love our Indigo bookstore. And so I would definitely put this together with a little Indigo gift card. And so here is our little die cuts. Little set of books, little cup of coffee, and it's black too. So my sister loves just black coffee. So it was meant to be. Put a little seal on that. And I'm just going to, let's see, just kind of loosely put them up. Yeah, that looks good. Then once I'm happy, you can do that. Now, let me show you the gems that come with this suite. This is called Earthy Matte Dots. Aren't they fun? So Lost Lagoon, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, and Pecan Pie. And so I'm going to use some of the Cajun Craze just to tie in bring that color in through again. And then that is it for the first card. So you can make a little set of these. Copy this layout and do it for all the different patterns. Isn't that fun? I gotta say, it was kind of fun to take a little break from Christmas crafting and play with this suite. And then we'll probably get right back into Christmas crafting, right? So let's do the second one. And this is the same idea, but we're going to step it up just a tiny bit. And I'll just show you how to add in a few more layers. So we are going to start with the same idea. So remember, my color scheme was for the plants. Let's bring that back out. And so I wanted to use Coastal Cabana, Garden Green, and Petal Pink. And just trying to find my Garden Green ink pad. I don't think I have it. There we go. So we'll do the same thing like we did on the other one, and we'll add a little color all the way around the edges, just to add a little depth. Looks good. And go all the way around. There we go. Then we'll grab that same stamp. I'm just going to need to clean it off first. So and then we'll just do the same thing. Like I said, it just adds a little interest to that cardstock so that it doesn't look so plain. And so that first card, if you wanted to keep it simple, remember, just leave the cardstock plain. Okay. So that's that. So let's go ahead and put this one on. All right. And next up is our base layer. So this time I wanted to use Petal Pink, but I'm just using the inspiration too from the back. So this is the plants, turn it over, it's Petal Pink. So same idea, 3 by 3.5. And this is all the same, right? So we haven't done anything different yet. So first time I put a little strip. This time we can add, go back to our die cuts. Let's grab them here. So die cuts are awesome. I love this one. That's a little bit of Coastal Cabana that I wanted to work in here. And what's fun is that it already has like a banner thing cut out of it. If you already used up all these, you could just cut out a piece of a Coastal Cabana cardstock and add that on. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. And we're going to layer this up. And now you can keep it simple by taking your die cut. So this is one of the die cuts. But this time I'm going to fussy cut out. And I'm going to grab this little cute chair with the plant. I think it's so cute that it has like these armchairs with it. You're going to love it. All right. And I don't mind fussy cutting. So again, you've got the die cuts as an option if you hate it. You can let me know if you love fussy cutting or hate it. Sometimes it's just hard too, right? Like it depends on all sorts of things if you've got a steady hand or not. So I love the die cut option for that. And usually when I'm doing it on a video, I'm going really fast, so it's not as precise. But so my other sister is our resident plant lady, and she's got lots of lovely plants in her house. And so I just have a few. I can only handle having a few at once, trying to keep them alive. So, some do really well, right? Until one day they don't. And then they're like, and I'm done, and I'm dead. Last weekend, I actually repotted some of my plants, and everything looks really good right now. We'll see if that continues. Okay. We have cut out our cute little image. And so we're going to put this on. I put this on next. Just want to make sure. Yep. Okay, so you might be wondering, she hasn't stepped up anything yet. Nope. Sometimes stepping up can be simple. We're just going to add a few extra details. So we're going to put that on. So in the die set, let's bring this back out. You've got the 4 labels and they all match the sentiments there. Then you've got these pieces. So these ones here, you may want to use them without it being a tag like I did on my card, and I'm going to do that on this one too. If you do want to make it a tag, then you just take these and you set them inside when you cut it out, and now you've got a little hole for your tag. And so that's for this one and for this one. And then you've got these 2 fun little like leaf dies, and so I've gone ahead and cut those out. So when you're stepping up your card, the next step is always die cutting, right? Let's see, I can add some die cuts in there. So add a little contrast. I cut mine out of 2-tone cardstock, so on the light side, so that it would look a little lighter than the garden green there. And so I think I'm going to put mine in glue dots, but you could use liquid glue as well. And I'll just put on a few of those. And get this guy. Oh, we still have to make a gift card holder. And we're going to do that out of the DSP. It's going to be fun. I love making gift card holders. And actually, you can take my idea for my gift card holder and use it for Christmas too. All right, so we're going to add that in. I might tweak them in a minute. We're going to add some ribbon. Look at this ribbon. Okay, I'm obsessed. Look how cute it is. Garden green chevron ribbon, 1/8 of an inch, I think it is. So cute. I can't wait to use that on everything. So I'm going to use my label piece. It looks like this, a little cute arch. And so that's this stamp set here, or this image here. You've got this. So let's grab that. Okay. Pick that up with our block, and we'll stamp it in garden green to match. And this time, because I've got white on my DSP, I'm just going to leave it white. I don't need to color it in. Let's ink that up a little more. I'll lean over here. I love this one, the little leaves in the background. Okay. You've got this. So cute. Okay, and we'll get our dimensionals on the back. I'm going to keep coming off 2 at a time today. Yeah, there we go. Okay, then we'll grab our ribbon first, and I'll just do my usual, like loop it back and forth like so. Looks like a bow without tying a bow, and then I'll just snip it off. And then you can put a little adhesive down, a little tear and tape, seal, and I'm just going to stick it right into it. Then it kind of all layers up like so. So this stepped up version, I just fussy cut, I added the ribbon and the die cuts, and that's it. But everything else is the same. And then you got to decide, I think I want it. How did I do it before? Kind of like that, and we'll add some gems, and I'm going to add the Lost Lagoon this time. And then we've got our second card. So we've got plants and we've got reading. So there's sewing and baking as well. And now I'm going to make our gift card holder, but I'm going to use the spa paper for this one. I just got to grab it here. Because who doesn't want a gift card for like a facial or something like that? Look at this fun paper. So let's go ahead and make this together. So we're going to make it right out of our DSP. So we're going to just need a 6x6 piece. So super easy. Yeah, easy starting points. So 6x6. And now whatever you want the bottom to be for your gift card holder, you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. So have the bottom of my pattern this way. So I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to turn it around to what I want the top to be. And I'm going to score it at 1.5 inches. Then I'm going to turn it the right side up. And I'm going to score at 1.25 and 4. So 1.25 and 4. Okay, and then we will burnish all our folds. It's got the fun pattern on the inside too. Okay, this guy. And this one. Okay, so we got to trim off a couple pieces here. So for our bottom, I'm going to cut that at an angle, but then I'm going to cut this straight across. So we'll cut this one out. And if you don't like cutting straight across, you can use your paper trimmer to get a straight cut. Okay, and then I would just make sure that this folds up nice. And then if it doesn't, then you can just trim off a little bit more off the bottom there. And then we also don't need these 2 outside corners. And so again, I'm going to go at an angle, maybe like 1/4 inch, and I'm going to aim down to the little corner where everything meets. And then I'm just going to cut this out. Something like that. 1/4 inch. And you can measure yours out, put a little with a pencil and mark it off if you want it precise, but I tend not to be that fussy about it. So there we go. So that's the basics. Then we're going to grab some tear and tape. And I'm just going to put some on the inside of this larger flap, and then it's going to fold over like that. So let's find the end somewhere. So on the inside of the larger piece, and then on the inside of that bottom flap. Okay, done. And so we'll put this together first. And then our bottom piece. Done. You have a little gift card holder. And then you can put like a little Velcro. You can seal it shut, whatever you want. I decided that I would, just to make some differentiation. No, it's not a word. Just have something there to break up the DSP with some color. This is a 2-inch circle punch out of garden green, and I'm just going to fold it in half. Put adhesive on it on both sides. Ooh, sticky. And I'm just going to set it on here. That's all. This gives it something to hold. And then you could even put like the teeniest little bit of adhesive just to keep it sealed closed, but then it's not going to be hard for whoever you give it to open it up. So it needs a little tag. So we're quickly going to make a tag, and then we're all done. And this way we can work in another sentiment. And this one is the one that says deep breath. So these days, you know, everyone's got lots going on. And so take a deep breath. We want you to relax. So we're treating you to something special. Okay, ink this up in garden green and stamp it on. I actually found it easier to cut it out first and then stamp than the other way around. So this is the perk of a photopolymer stamp. So there's that. And again, if you wanted to soften it and add some color, we can do that again. So let's grab our petal pink this time. And craft supplies are starting to pile up. Where is this guy? So, and just lightly, I'm just going to add a little bit of color with my petal pink. Okay. And then we haven't used one of the labels yet. So this is one of the dies, has this cute little tag. So we're going to do that and put, oh, I feel like I was supposed to cut out the larger one. Yes, I was. I'm like, that's too small. There's two sizes. I cut out the small one. Okay. So I did do this in two-tone, but now I don't have any two-tone kicking around. So let's cut this out. Garden green. Conveniently, I've got my machine just sitting here. So I was like, this looks really tiny. So there is a baby size and a full size. So we'll just put that on our cutting plate to run that through. This whole set will fit in the mini. So those of you who just have the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, or you like to take your mini when you're going crafting, this is a good set for that. Okay. Sorry about that. This proportionally is going to work a lot better. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to add some dimensionals. And then we will grab some of that awesome chevron ribbon again. Maybe we'll do that first. So I just need a little bit. Let's see how big this is. Maybe like 7 inches. And then I fold it in half. And then from the back to the front. This is how I like to do it. If you like the other opposite way, you could do the opposite way. And then I just thread it through and pull lightly. Otherwise, you'll tear the cardstock. Okay, 7 inches might be a bit long. So let's just trim this off. Oops, that's a bad job. Okay, trim that off a bit. And because it's a gift card holder, we can do all the dimensionals. This is, I guess, why I'm going through so many dimensionals lately. So peel off the backings of this. Okay, we got this. And I'm going to put mine at a little bit of an angle. Oh, you still have to watch me peel these ones off. Sorry. And then if you want to add some detail, we can fussy cut again or use our die cuts. So there are cute little, let's see. There are die cuts that match this paper. Or you can go into the DSP and you can cut out, say, like this cute little bottle, and then you can add it on like that. And then because we always want to add gems, then you can add some of those earthy matte dots. So just to finish up, let me show you my original one here. So I added the pecan pie dots and I cut out a few of the little things from the DSP, and I did put them on with little mini dimensionals so that they popped up. That is our little gift card holder. Gift card holder, 2 cards, each showing a different one of the patterns. So I am missing baking and sewing. So that is on my list of things to do, to add those in there so that the people that I love that do those things, I could give them a card too. So come back up here. Thank you so much for hanging out and checking out this new suite. Remember, this is called Hobby Haven Suite Collection, and it is available starting November 4th, which is crazy. It's just around the corner. Halloween's next week, and then we're full steam ahead into Christmas, right? So here we go. It was nice to take a deep breath with you this week and to show this sweet collection. But next week, I'm sure that we'll be right back into crafting. Hi, Maurice. So thanks so much for hanging out. If you're catching the replay, I always appreciate that as well. And you can always reach out to me and leave any comments or leave me a message, and I'd love to give you a hand with anything. Don't forget about free shipping only till the end of Friday, and you get a free card kit and a $5 coupon. Like, why not? So I will see you guys next week and take care. Bye bye.